First of all, good afternoon. We face Seattle Reign in our next match, who sit just below us in fourth position in the NWSL table. If you could just talk to us a bit about your expectations for this upcoming matchup on Sunday, and again, trying to secure a top playoff spot in what is a very tight league table at the moment.
Yeah, I think obviously it's a difficult opposition. I think Seattle is a team that I think Laura Scott they done a great job to get them ready for every game. They have a lot of grit and determination to grind those results, and we have to make sure we are on top of things to be able to punish when we have those moments where we dominate. I think they've shown that even games that they haven't really been dominating, they've been able to get results. So I think for us, it's going to be a question, as I always say, to be ourselves, to be Gotham, to make sure that we are on top of every detail and be focused throughout the 90 minutes. Obviously, we're coming again, I think, at the end of a 3-game week for the sixth time this year. I think the players have been outstanding to be able to deal with it with success. We've just gone through on the CONCACAF competition, which is a really hard competition to be competing in, and I think the players deserve a lot of credit for that. And when we're in that 3-game week, normally it has an impact on the week before. The week after is the sixth time this year, which if you multiply it really has affected 18 weeks of the season, and it's been a lot, but I think I have to give a lot of credit to the players for the preparation and how they've come in every day ready to compete. And hopefully Sunday is one of those days where we can put it together in front of our fans, no?
Thank you, Juan. Michael, you can start us off.
Hi, Juan. Thanks for your time today. You guys are obviously on a 10-game unbeaten run in all competitions. What would you say are the biggest differences between what you're seeing from your team now versus at the beginning of the season where, it was a little bit more inconsistent with the results?
Yeah, well, I think we've spent a lot of more time together and we got those experiences. No, I think the roster from last year to this one, I think we changed 12 players with the 4 coming in the halfway through the year. I don't know, maybe we are up to like 15, 14, 15. I think 10 of those were rookies. It was always going to take us some time to get going, and I think the team was, showing that determination and how, despite not being getting the results, some of the moments of the games were exactly what we wanted. So the season has carried on, and we've been able to put more of those moments together. And then if with that, then you add, the return of Rose and Mitch more consistently into the team, and the additions of Josie, of Jaden Shaw, I think that's also been very important for us. The fact that obviously certain players, or they were joining the team, or they were coming back into play. So I think it's a bit of a mix of all those aspects, no?
And then moving on to Sunday against Seattle. Obviously, there's still, quite a ways to go before the playoffs, but Seattle could potentially be a team that you see there. So in a game like this, do you and your staff sort of pay a little bit extra attention to what they're doing, what their patterns are, how they set up, knowing that, potentially you could see them again in the future?
Well, to be honest, not really. I think I wanna feel that we pay a lot of attention and a lot of, we really observe what everyone does. I think Seattle obviously can be there, but so is Washington, who we just played. Every team, I think, is in contention for it at the moment, apart from Chicago. So, this league doesn't allow you to just focus on one team. You need to focus in all of them. Obviously, when you're closer to play one team, maybe you pay them obviously more attention. But I think every coach in this league really knows how important it is to pay attention to every single team and almost every single moment, no? Because suddenly a player being in or being out change certain things, certain patterns. What are these teams looking for when this situation or happen, when that situation happen? But I think one thing that is always been very important for us is to be focusing, allowing what we want to do, how we want to play, how we want to defend, and especially when you have obviously these short periods of time. I think it's something that people probably, when they look at Gotham, they know what to expect. Obviously, we tweak things here and there to make sure that that we are ready for every opponent. But when you have so many games, sometimes is that part of the job is a bit more difficult now.
Thank you, Juan.
Yeah, welcome, Michael.
Melanie, you can go ahead.
Hi, Juan. Melanie from The Athletic. Thanks for taking the time. I wanted to shift a little bit and ask about Mac Witham, who was recently called up to the U17 Women's World Cup roster. I wanted to ask, one, how special is that for you to kind of witness, one of your players accomplishing something so great? And then also just speak about the progress you've seen in Mac since kind of joining Gotham and, getting to this moment to accomplish something. I believe she's the youngest player on the roster.
Yeah, I think it's something we all take a lot of pride, no? Her teammates, the staff, the club. Obviously, Mac has been officially in the roster a bit more this year. I think last year she was when we have NTRPs, and she was training from the off season with us. I think it's obviously a very very young player with an special skill set that we're trying to help develop, and she's a great human being that is trying to be better every day. I think it's especially challenging for someone that young. We are very aware of it, and we have as many supporting mechanisms as our resources are giving us to try to make sure that she has the best possible experience. And I think the work she's putting every day has been fantastic. I think the fact that she's gonna go into this first big major tournament at the age that she's going to, I think it's very very special, and it's something that, especially since we find out, we've been trying to prepare her and just do this final push. I think especially Anton Blackwood, our head of player development, is put a lot of time and effort to make sure that she was ready in the best shape possible. And now we're really looking forward to watch her on that tournament. I think there is also a few players that we are familiar with that they've been training with us, like Natalie Chudovsky or Anastasia. I think this is people that we're looking very closely because that players also from our area, and we want to be a team that develops and that brings obviously the best players from the world, the best players from this area, but also that we try to develop our local players. I think with how the NWSL is traditionally and how it's trying to shift towards develop more and more talent with the changes in the draft, with the changes in the policies. I think there is a continuous evolution. So we're trying to stay on top of it and be a club that on top of, as I said, all those world-class top internationals or Americans, we also develop some of the best younger players from this area, New York, New Jersey, and surrounding states, but then also from other parts like where Mac is from now.
Great, thank you.
Yeah, welcome, Melanie.
And then Juan, just to wrap things up, we talk about it a lot, and we've talked a lot about it this season. But clean sheets is something that this team takes a lot of pride in. Obviously, on the defensive end, we have 6 clean sheets in our last 9 matches in all competitions. If you could just speak a little bit about what you've seen defensively that you think has been working so well for the team, but then also highlighting, especially in our last couple of games where if we are conceding, it's only 1 goal. Just how strong defensively have we looked this year, and especially in these last few months, probably since around August?
Yeah, I think that's something that really the credits goes to the whole team. I think every player takes so much pride on it, and they put so much effort to make sure that we are defensively structured, sound. I think obviously Ak is our head of structure, one of our coaches he's done a lot of work. I think the goalkeeper coaches as well. I think everyone is worked so much to make sure that we want to be recognized for our offensive style of football, but I think also the way we defend is probably very special. We're very aggressive. We are the team that defends the farthest away by certain margin away from our own goal, but at the same time we're also, I think, the second team defensively that concede the less goals, and also statistically we are one of the best ones in a lot of the best one in some of the other stats that really relate to the defensive side. Is something we take a lot of pride. We put a lot of work. I think the players also take a lot of ownership with it, and it's something we enjoy. We build together little details that can help us, and And I think the players have been fantastic with it. They push so hard to make sure that we keep having those clean sheets. I think it's something that last year we were already with Orlando, the team that conceded the less goals in the league, and that's something that normally is Anne at the back with Jess and Emily the back line, but it's no. It's like if you ask Esther, like she's as proud, the same with like Jace, with Mitch, with now with Jaden, Rose, like everyone up top. It also takes a lot of pride on it, and we know, no, if we are able to keep a clean sheet, your chances to win are always higher, no.